I'm an earthworm woman. In the mornings, I fill my tanks by breathing the energy of the sea and tasting the power of the sun penetrating my skin. There's an air of no care, which comes with age, and I hold my head up proudly, liking who I've become. I'm not afraid of smells, or dirt, or to walk barefoot across the stones. Sometimes I wade through the shallow water just to embrace its fluid element, my hair often crazy and loose, being pulled by and flying in the wind. I can be glamorous if I want to, although makeup was never my thing. And I've learnt that life is for living, not fearing, and so I absorb it like a sponge. And Grandy Risings. Oh, Grandy Risings. You're talking to the microphone, not the camera. And welcome, everybody. And I'm sorry, last week I wasn't here. I just had my sister here and her partner and a few other things going on. And I just took the Monday off. I'm very sorry about that. Anyways, here I am, and it's a Monday morning again, and it's a very bizarro time. I think there's a lot of different things going on in the world and in the air. I mean, so I decided to bring Lynda on, and that's connecting up with the bizarro. No, sorry, she's going to laugh at that. So hopefully she didn't hear that.
I did.
No,
but that's true.
Yeah. Oh, Dotty, you're involved. I put you in the title. So exactly what she's saying. You might have to translate.
No, that's Diesel. He does the day shift now too.
So I thought what a good person to bring on would be Lynda, because I don't know, you're someone that you talk honestly, very honestly, and you don't hold back from meaning. You don't hold back from what you're sort of thinking about life and what's going on around you. And I think that we can't deny it. We can't say that there isn't bizarre, or energies in the air for a start. Lots of those I've been picking up. I feel a lot of different things. I've been feeling quite depressed actually the last few days, and I don't know if that's I'm having a sort of I've just started to take two things. One is the NAC. I don't think that would cause depression, and one is actually against all of that kind of thing. I've started doing hemp flower oils. Hemp flower because Denise, who runs hempflower.com.au, is going to be a sponsor, and she wants to come on and support specifically like Marooned, the suicide play. And I've started taking it just because it's a good for so many different reasons. I'm not saying I'm heavy depressed or anything like that, but I have noticed in the mornings my I have to go, okay, let's just get on with the day kind of thing. But I think that's probably to do with life, How are you feeling?
We're facing a lot of stuff. What about saffron?
Comments. Saffron. Oh, see, I don't think I'm like suffering from it. I just think it's
no, it's very subtle.
A mood. Yeah. Well, I'm taking the hemp flower and see how that goes. But it's just a mood feeling vibe, and I think it's very easy. Like it's almost like at the moment, if it happens, if we don't all just absolutely stand up, is towards the end of the year everything going to be completely different because we are not going to join their, what they want us to join? Hemp flower oils,
I know.
yes.
We don't want to be a Winston Smith
No, no.
because
So,
the end of 1984 is very sad. We should
yeah,
change the ending of 1984.
yeah. I think everybody needs to read that again. Actually, I haven't watched that
Yeah.
film or read that for ages, because we know what they're threatening, and shifting of the old energies ready for the new world. Just breathe and let it go through you. Yeah, I know. That's right. It just made me feel very, actually very emotional just reading that. That's I have been having positive ones, and I think perhaps maybe this week it's those kind of feelings. Yeah, we are winning, and that we are. We can't. It's almost laughable. And I put a thing up on Facebook yesterday because the ones who they've got trapped with everything are young people. You know, like they don't. I mean, I did mention something, and I don't know how much they know about what they're threatening, but we have to stop it. Yeah. So how's your mood these days, Linda? How do you feel at the moment? How's your
Oh, up and down. I really
Mm.
I concur with what you're saying too. It's like
Yep.
there is some strange energies, and not that I've ever been a person that picks up on energies, but I'm starting to notice it now myself. And I
Mm.
just think, just glide through the day. Just
Yep.
glide through the day. And don't pressure myself to do things. I don't do much. I've actually retreated from a society completely, and I'm ready to
Mm.
throw out the computer and the phone out through the
Wow.
window. So
Yeah.
I'm trying to work out ways that I can function without those things. I'm going to be
Mm.
sad missing social media, like information.
Well, the thing is, so when did I mean, I remember getting my first phone when I got to Australia. So that was 27 years ago. But that's different. That was more like a phone. Probably had a couple of games on there and whatever. But now we're just used to walking around with everything.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
for the past 5 years, I've been scaling down, and I must admit, for the past 12 months, I've scaled down as much as possible. And I think because really, that's the only thing I can do within my own world is actually, not comply. I went for a volunteer job, and they asked me to do a police check, and I said, "What for?" And they said, "Oh, everyone has to do a police check to see if they haven't got a criminal record." And I said, "I don't. My honour is my word."
mm,
If you, what are we stopping believing people when they tell the truth?
yeah.
So
Is that
anyway, I haven't done that. And then they said,
hang
"You'll
on,
have
that's
to
the
sign
line.
it." This
What
is
you
a
just said. Are we
this is a
stopping believing people when they
volunteer.
tell the truth? Yes.
Yeah, this
Yes.
is a volunteer job, right?
Yeah.
No pay. They said you have to sign a confidentiality contract, and I went, "Well, I'm not doing that either."
Mm.
So that's
So
what I mean.
have they let you do it or no?
No, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, no, of course not. Yeah.
I don't. It's a volunteer job. I don't have to be there. It's not like
No.
I'm looking for, a $100,000
Mm.
job. I'm just there
Water.
in a
Yeah.
volunteer capacity.
Someone's
Yeah.
saying about water, and I agree. I mean, the beach. But that's why I went to the peninsula. I went to the peninsula hot baths that last week, whenever it was weekend, and that was exactly what I needed. Yeah, baths and things like that. Uh, the beaches there it was pretty cold in the water, I'd say. But yeah, that's interesting. That cleaning it away, but the police checks and all of that stuff. So how? Yeah, I mean, you can still have a phone. which is just a phone that rings.
Yeah, I
Otherwise,
bought
how
one
are
of
you
those.
going to how are
I
you
bought
going
one of
to,
those.
just an old one, like
No,
uh
a flip one.
yeah,
That's
right.
not smart. So a
Yeah,
flip one, but I can't get the SIM card in. So
I've still
that's
got
another
one.
problem I've got to work through.
Yeah. But I mean, like people are saying, we're winning. We're not going to join it. We have to find other ways of communicating. I don't
Yeah.
know how this sort of thing goes. You see, whether all of what we've been doing the last few years is gone. We just, sorry, I'm just trying to get a comment here. The whole of all the Cafe Locked Out stuff and everybody now who's on here doing their own podcasts.
Yes,
Yeah,
what happens to all of them?
what
What
happened?
happens to all of that Cafe
Well,
Locked Out?
exactly. No one's going to. Well, Cafe Locked Out, that whole page is down anyway for another so many years. I mean, I don't know if there's other ways. I don't know what, like people talk about VPN. I don't really
Yeah,
know
see,
what.
this is all beyond me, and I'm starting to get overwhelmed by it. And I just think, no, I lived in a world without internet. In fact, when I first got my
Yeah.
little modem, it sat on my desk for 12 months before I connected it up, because there was something about it that I thought, there is something evil about this, and I don't
Mm.
want the world in my home. So that's why I never connected it up until 12 months later.
Wow.
But now I
Yeah.
feel the same way. I'm going to get rid of it. I just don't want it anymore. And I'm going to try and
Absolutely.
live without it.
So actually meet people or communicate through your phone, number one. We can still
Well,
do
I just
that.
don't meet people. I can't do
I know. Look,
I've
it's
come back
such a
from society.
it's such a difficult thing. I mean, I really love doing this, and obviously,
Yes,
when you like, I'm doing my play. I'm getting the magnolia tree up to Colac at the end of the month, or towards the end of the month, which is if you're in that area, I will plug that at the end because
well,
it's
I'd
a
say
brilliant
hang
thing.
on to that, because people will be like the world before the internet, the world before, you know, those things. I used to go to the theatre all the time, or
Hmm.
I'd go to the movies. I would do something that actually, like fulfilled that sort of connection. And
Yes.
theatre was the greatest connection. I mean, Melbourne was great in those days.
Yeah.
So it'll come back. People will
Well,
demand it.
that's it. So if it's if you have it set up in one place, or even like, okay, so people know that Red Rock Regional Theatre and Gallery exists, so they'll go there. What's on? What's on?
Yeah.
And gradually back on that way, I suppose. You could even send text messages to people. As far as
Yes.
marketing goes. I
My flip phone will do
say
that.
that. Exactly.
But the thing is, it's like we just have to think creatively and think outside of the box.
Yeah.
Like, yes, if all those things go, which I feel as though sounds a bit doomy and gloomy. I don't think we're going to win this one. And
Do
maybe
you mean
this
the
win
media
this,
thing?
the media stuff.
Which is what someone's put there. Maybe the government is doing us a favor by removing social media. Kids will start learning and
Yes,
retaining information again, and we'll
yes,
all have a healthier life. More people might wake up. Fingers crossed.
yes,
Well, that's right, because people walk around with their well, they walk around with music, I suppose. I don't know if they got those things in, but um you know, will they though? Will it just become a young person's thing? Because that's the way they communicate. Are they going to stop that?
Well, the ones who are still human, the people who are still human will always search out creativity. And that's why I
Mm,
said to you, I have faith in the young children. I have faith in children because they will come out of that and create their own world creatively. And we don't even know what that's going to look like. It might
Yeah.
be completely getting rid of technocracy.
Yeah.
Who
Well, look,
knows?
we've talked about this before, either on this show or maybe on Deb's. But when they brought in to schools and they brought the iPads and everything in, that I remember my daughter used to draw, stopped. My son they both used to read,
Yeah,
absolutely stopped. And now
yeah.
my son is reading again, but it was almost like overnight. It was incredible, and I know so many people that have said the same thing. That's what someone just said there, exactly. So we just use the phone. As a phone, maybe have an iPad for internet, but we don't want to have anything because, well,
It's all
I
rubbish.
mean, the thing is, what we know is if it's not just a matter of what they're trying to say, it's a whole next step towards the credit system and all of that. So
Mm.
we're not going. We're not doing. We know everywhere we go, there's cameras. We know they're watching everything we do. They know we can hear. We know they can hear us on our phones. So if we get off the internet off of our phones, I suppose, like you say, you have an old phone. They can't do that. I mean,
And this is what we need to wear, hijab.
yeah. When we go shopping,
Facial recognition.
yes, I have to say, I agree. Like if I have to go into a supermarket for dog food or something like that, you just put big sunglasses and a big hat and whatever. Put your hair over your face. How are they going to know? Yeah, or a big scarf.
No, we
We
just
should all
don't go
turn off.
into those shops.
I
I
know.
go to the local butcher and get, stewing steak for Dotty. It's expensive.
Oh,
Well, no, it works
sorry.
out just as much.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, well, I go into the woods and kill kangaroos. No, I don't. I could never kill a kangaroo.
no, you can't do that.
No, never. Besides the smell afterwards. We should all turn off our phones, etc., every day for as many hours as possible. It's hard because there are so many interesting posts. Fun to communicate with people all over the world regarding all kinds of subjects. I learned a lot through the years. Yeah, exactly. Well,
How much more can we learn after the last 5 years? I feel saturated. I feel like, well, I know this is all a lie. This is all, manufactured and designed and created by an elite class or whatever. What more do I need to know?
and we're living in an extraordinary time. Yeah. I mean,
So now I need to know to get rid of all of that and then, think outside of the box. Once you get rid of all that technocracy and technology and AI, I've always said is evil, and it is.
yeah.
It's a creation from, hundreds of thousands of years ago, and we are being groomed. All of us are being groomed by this AI. I'm not. I don't even enter it at all.
I don't enter it at all. I know someone close to me that uses it as to talk to as a counselor, to get help, which is insane because
It is.
Absolutely insane. And that it doesn't give off anything different back that a human wouldn't give, but it's evil, and I agree. I will not support it in any way. I mean,
But you can't help it while you're on the computer. AI comes up and tells you things, and I go,
yeah,
"Fuck off!"
yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. And on your phone, this thing called Gemini, which I don't even know what it is.
Yes, that
Um,
Gemini bullshit. Oops, I'm
yeah.
starting to swear right now. See, you
Oh,
start talking about evil things, and I start swearing.
but people like you, it's interesting because you're not remote, but you don't know a lot of people near you. I mean, I guess
No,
I
I'm
guess you'll
rural.
come. Yeah, I
I
guess
mean,
you'll
we're
just
in
make more.
amongst the
Sorry.
we're in amongst the fight of the farmers,
Yes.
and I'm looking, as a spectator and all of that, because I don't have that farming mentality. I think but I'm just
So,
watching how they actually go about it, fighting it.
yeah, okay, that's right. That's interesting. So, just on another note, so with the farmers and everything, I just got a grant to take marooned to the farmers in the Colac area. So
Oh yeah.
whatever that region is, but I'm going to make it. I'm going to invite people from dairy farmers from all over to come to it because it could be the beginning of taking the play, or if I make it into a film, all around where it's needed, and this is what the hemp flower one wants to also be a part of.
Mm,
Um, and and the other thing is, so you're near Traralgon, or however you pronounce it,
mm, yeah.
Traralgon. And after I just would like to actually announce this. I won't mention names, but after I put this post up the other day when I was really pissed off with these idiotic councils and how they make it impossible for people to be able to bring theatre if you're not, I don't know, mainstream or a funded company to places like Traralgon, which I think it's East the Gippsland GPAC. There's a little theatre there.
Mm,
I wasn't looking at the big one, just a little theatre, and how expensive that was. And I had a phone call from someone who I actually met during the My Brother play, and they want to help. They want to help me get it to Traralgon. So we're going to get magnolia tree there as soon as I can, and then I want to bring marooned down there because what you're talking about with the
yeah,
farmers is about them coming onto the land and everything, isn't it? With
yeah, yeah, yeah. So
which
look, this is how we think outside of the box. Is you're looking for a theatre. What
mm,
about amphitheatres? What about outdoor theatre? What about all the theatre that was done? I mean, they have to wait till summer, but it's
mm.
like, are we thinking a bit sort of narrow? This is what I
um
mean. Once you get rid of all that stuff, your
mm.
creativity just comes in waves.
Yeah, no, I hear you, and I'll have to say, uh, I don't think the plays I do are right for that kind of theatre because
No,
you'd have to be
marooned
really
is.
loud. You have to be really loud and maybe, but but the
Well, then
things
that's all the creativity that we've got to think about.
no, it's
We
okay because
are
what we
we are the
did
creators.
before all this crap, what the wolves were doing were we were looking for unusual spaces at small
Mm,
halls, different places,
mm,
and bringing the plays to the people, not going necessarily to the big places and theatres and all of that. It's just
yeah,
that's what came up in Traralgon. I actually approached another place and they said, no, we're not doing that anymore. But I thought, okay, well, the little theatre looks all right. The farmer's shed. I was going to ask you about that mantra. When I spoke to you, Donna. I was
yeah.
actually thinking. I wonder if that's somewhere that I could bring Maroon to. I mean, actually, it would probably be amazing to even make the film in there. Um, but um,
We've got a lot of
yeah,
empty Masonic lodges around.
I know
No, no, don't. Look, I actually
everywhere.
don't buy into that at all either. It's like it's a hall. It's a hall, and it's
Yeah,
very
I know.
simple.
We've
And there are a lot of them are empty.
always empty, always empty.
Yeah. Look, I was thinking about
Sorry?
doing a gallery in an old shop here because there's a lot
Yeah.
of old places that are off for lease. But look, I tell you, the farmers thing is people here are really angry for the
Mm,
farmers. And
yeah.
I listened to a meeting they had down here, and people were screaming, yelling but they had 3 council speakers. They had Wade, and they had Leonie Blackwell, who's a natural health practitioner. So, but I just thought, why are we? I mean, look, these council workers, I don't trust them. Basically, I don't trust any politicians being involved in any of this
Nor
stuff.
does Dotty. No, she's.
See, I say politicians, Dotty goes off.
Exactly.
Dotty!
I agree. Someone's just said about this. They don't. Why not? What we're talking about the social media is, yes, it does do a lot of good, but they want us to connect through a whole digital ID. Sorry, we're not interested in becoming part of that world. And that's what we have the problem with. We have to find ways to connect without the internet, without doing this stuff, without going to Google. Not that many people go there anymore. Go to Brave.
Yeah.
So the goods are empty, but no one would step. There's no way I would step into one of those. Exactly. See, perverts, all of that shit.
No, they're not. My dad was a Mason. Yes, there were perverts. I must admit.
Yeah.
I don't looking back. I think there are some perverts there, but look, there's perverts everywhere. God's sakes, would you stop walking into Woolies or Coles? That is run by perverts. Black Rock.
Yeah. I was just going to say back to the space thing, finding a space. So what we were doing also with no. You're talking about galleries and pop-up shops or empty spaces. Absolutely. And we were looking at that idea as well. If a shop is not being used, for a long time and it had quite a good space, could we bring theatre in there for a night or two?
Think of the people in the medieval times. I mean, they're trying to push us back to medieval times. I'm sorry I keep interrupting, but
no.
Like they would have troops that would go from town to town.
Yes,
and then they had the people that would come out and speak, the town criers.
Town crier, yeah. Oh,
We
she
just
doesn't
have
like
to
town
look at
criers.
history.
Well, exactly, and take what we feel capable of doing from it. Yes. So people.
That's like what Jody Lowe's doing. I mean, I really respect that guy because he's trying to think outside of the box, and what he's setting up is sort of getting all the communities together, like Tassa and Stand in the Park and the Constitutional thing, getting them all together, work together, and doing these sort of fun rally days.
Fun rally days, or is that?
Yeah,
didn't
they're
you do
going
a big
from.
thing?
Yes, and that it's an offshoot of that.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I went to have a look at this. Ended up in Canberra, which is, if you talk about, they call that the Masonic part of Australia, but it's the worst place on the world. It was so funny. We got there, sunny day, Canberra, did the covenant, to talk about the covenant, which is also another thing, another way to attack the government. And then we had a grand jury, which meant that we, the people, are the jury of Australia. So we had this jury session that
outside
told
of Canberra,
just outside of Parliament House.
Yep.
Beautiful sunny day. Then when all of that was finished, we went back to the camp area, and this almighty storm rolled over, and lightning and rain, and I went, I'm out of here. This is an evil place.
Epic? Did you stay at Epic Camp?
No, why are we trying to relive something that happened once?
Oh, no, I'm just wondering, because you said you went back to the campground.
No, we couldn't stay at Epic because they had done something about that.
Oh,
since the Epic one.
Of course. Well, they wouldn't want that going on again.
And they're destroying our history, in a sense.
Well, no, they'll never destroy that, but they obviously were terrified that if they knew people were coming up, that it would be a repeat or something like that, maybe. But that's, yes, of course. So they're onto the weather straight away. He's promoting. So is this a good comment or not? Jody promoted, whatever that is, Cairns to Canberra. He is promoting
Yeah,
autographing the covenant. No,
yeah.
if you
But
can
no one
connect.
down here in the south, down here in the south, Victoria, there was a handful of people that came from Victoria up to Canberra because it wasn't organised like a rally, like what Jody had done from Rockhampton. I think it was Rockhampton or Cairns or somewhere from there. Cairns to Canberra. So that was a big feat. And the only people that sort of came from Victoria was Jackie Dundee, who had written the covenant, and there was some people from Baronia, and there was me, and that's it, just Victorians.
Right.
And I thought, how did people not know about this? I mean, I kept sending out messages to the small group here saying, is anyone going up to Canberra? Because I'd like to go with some other people and go in a bit of a rally from here.
Yeah.
No one. So
And he's
I
got a
came
lot
back
of.
and I was a little bit upset about the whole thing. And I thought, what are we doing here in Victoria? And then they had the farmers meeting, and I thought, here we go. So, because the Victorians are starting to get, what they're doing with the farmers is the Liberals are coming in and saying, we're going to get rid of all these laws when you vote us in. And I thought, you dirtbags.
Yeah.
So I'm actually, every time I get a bit sort of down, I get disillusioned by all of this.
But
because I don't see people getting up there and actually, what do we want them to do? Fight? What does that mean?
What do you want people to do? You want people to be more. You wanted to see masses of people coming up, I suppose.
But I don't think that's their journey.
Mm.
I really believe that we've actually met the limit. Is people still waking up? I don't see that. In fact, I see more woke up people are shutting down.
Do you think so? I don't see people shutting down, but I think they're not so. They come across as if they're not so bothered anymore. Like, well, we'll just carry on now.
Well, I call that shutting down. They're not bothered.
But the thing is, we're seeing so much around us, so much illness.
Yeah,
so much
more has come out.
And so much obvious evidence, yes.
Yeah.
If they try, maybe people are waiting for if they actually try to do something, what the reaction will be. Because, personally, we're all doing our own thing within the world, within our own lives. I am back with the theatre company, doing all the things I was doing before, trying to do it. It's very difficult, I have to say, at the moment. Certainly not got the same take up of people buying tickets and everything. So I really have to continue to push this next week, and I'm a little bit scared because I don't want to go and get these people on rehearsing so much, take them up to a theatre with just like 20 people or something. I have to pay them, and I'm paying rehearsals, and is it people are have we made such an effect that they actually don't want to come near? I don't know. I can't believe that. It can't just be the freedom people that want to come to see plays by Michael Griffiths up in Colac on the
23rd. Is there a certain group of people in rural places that
Mm.
Well, God, there used to be a place outside of
There's a
the
story
valley.
in Australia about the boy they say was abducted. Spider-Man costume. Was that
Yeah,
abducted?
that's
He was not
yeah.
abducted, he was killed. Which boy?
No,
Not the one that used to wear the Spider-Man who came to the
no,
rallies.
he hasn't been found.
I heard the mother admit it. What she said was an admission, but they couldn't say it because of their connections and Freemasons, no doubt. The abduction story was a cover-up. I don't know about this.
Everything's connected to the Masons.
Yeah.
Look, I mean,
Um,
I actually think everyone should just shave off a lot of stuff. And I mean, yes, we know all that. Masons have been involved way back. It's a secret society. We could talk about that forever. But is it going to help you? Is it going to help your neighbour? Is it going to help the small freedom groups that you are part of in your town? Look, the Traralgon
oh, my
had the
boy.
stand in the park. You know, this last Sunday, the stand in the park.
Yes.
Well, there was
Y
10 people there.
Yeah, that
And
was
I
an
was always
international.
told that Traralgon was really awake. And that's why I
Yes.
moved here.
Yeah, I do remember because that particular place is stuck in my head from, when the bus Cafe Lockwood was doing different small tours, and I
Yeah.
remember that being a lot of people in that area, for sure. Yeah,
Yes, because they used to have meetings once every 2 weeks at the football club in Traralgon, and it'd be
mm,
about 200-300 people there every 2 weeks.
yeah. So when those things happen, because unfortunately I didn't go this Sunday, guilt, I'll go to the next one. I should have gone. I had to meet somebody about it. It's about a job. But, what happens? Do people just stand there? Do they attract attention from other people? It must be working. I've
No,
seen some.
it's
Oh,
not.
no.
I'm sorry, everyone. No,
Okay.
it's not. Because the stand in the park was the group here, and they were the people that I was actually trying to on Telegram, is to
Mm,
see who wants to go on this FUCCP to be a
yeah.
part of it.
Yes.
Nobody. Nobody even acknowledged what I put up. That's it. And I thought, my God, what happened to all the Traralgon people?
Mm,
And yes, the stand in the park as they stand around. Look, what the stand in the park here, they used to have it in the park, and everyone would stand around and talk and introduce each other. But there would have been about, when I first went there, would have been about 20, 30 people. But they had that at the Traralgon Cafe, so not the
um,
Traralgon Cafe.
obviously, what Brady Gunn started was amazing, and it was, a really positive thing
Oh,
when
yes,
n
look,
yeah, so
all of
we're
it is
going
so
back to that, the
positive.
idea, but
But
what's happened is
we have reduced it down.
yeah,
So now the stand in the park goes to the cafe because it's bloody cold here, but
mm,
I haven't seen them go back to the park, and they have a table, and so it can only fit 10 people, and I said, "How do people know about this? It'll
yes.
always be 10 people."
Were they wearing yellow?
I didn't go to this stand in the park
Yeah,
because there
right,
was
yeah.
nothing on the Telegram about it. No one had
Mm,
advertised it even to say
yeah.
everyone go to well, maybe they have, I don't know. But
So
anyway,
so
it
so
would have
someone
been
said
just
that
the same 10 people. I'll
somebody
try
said
and
back
find out
there,
about that.
"Do you have solutions?" We have to
Do I have
create
a
new.
I had a solution. I said, "Why this stand in the park, how are we gonna like when someone wakes up, where are they gonna go here? You've reduced it down to a table, and all those seats are
Yeah.
full, 10
So we have to
people.
make it louder.
Open it
We've
up.
gotta have.
We need better communication." But every time I come up with the solution, I get talked down.
Mm.
Because I'm not
Now,
a bloody country rural person.
so you get talked
I'm
down
not
in your
in the
area.
fold.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is shit. So going back, Mantra said, obviously there was a rally on Saturday. I believe it was for the children. For can you just remind me what that was? And it was very, very poor amount of people, of course. Yeah, but as we know, on Sunday there was some major anti, pro-Palestine rallies. Absolutely, people packed. I don't know if Melbourne was, but Sydney was. So there's nothing we can do about that, and we don't 100% know what's going on. Really, we can't absolutely know 100% what's going on there, right? But we can, in our own level, in our own country, we can have some form of control over what is happening here if we're loud
Yeah.
enough. So why
Yeah.
are we so loud for that, which we can't really do anything about, and we don't
Yeah.
100%?
Because it's virtual signalling. Because
Yes.
people are dying all over the place because of this vaccine. They're not on the bloody bridge saying we are genociding our own people, but we're virtual signalling for people in Gaza. It's
Which is
just
Which is what we should be
ridiculous.
doing now. We absolutely should be having that type of a protest, because all the other protests were around the lockdowns, about what was what they were bringing in. But now we're in this period where we can see, and if people can see the amount of people that can see, you know what I mean? The people who haven't come with us, if they can see, oh my God, there's that many people who believe that it was all wrong, maybe that could encourage more people to go, oh my God, I did think I was, but I didn't realize. Just like about a year or two ago, when I was on a Forest of the Fallen in the city, and there was this mother and daughter that were like, oh my God, that's me. I've been feeling like that. I've had all of those things, but I thought I was the only one. So the numbers make people. I'm trying not to be a protester here, because I know people have been.
Look, I agree with that. I think the protesting is never going to be addressed by whoever we are addressing. We're addressing a government that is doing exactly what they want. They have no concern for the population here. We are pissants, and they're trying to get rid of us. And look, I mean,
Fire
we're on the
ants.
verge. Yeah. No, pissants.
No, but they're trying to get rid of the
Not
fire ants.
yeah, we are fire ants. That's right.
Yeah.
So there needs to be something different. And then that's why I went to this FUCCP, because it was something to me that maybe we can get it through on a constitutional level, that we can get rid of the government.
This is really positive. That's what Gail's just said. Yeah. That a rally, imagine that, people who are injured in the rally, if we could do that, plus all the Forest of the Fallen signs of people who've passed, plus all the people that believe, as many people as we can,
The people who have been injured, we're brainwashed into this. They are that percentage of people who follow the rules.
Oh, I know, but a lot of those people
don't. You're going to get
now.
them into a rally.
Oh, a lot of them don't now. But what you've got to get is the ones
They
who
don't
believe.
now, yes. But do you think...
But there's a whole nother load who believe they have long COVID. They're the ones, the injured. Anyway, this is a health program, so we're talking about emotions, and we're getting
this is all mental health stuff. This is stuff
absolutely.
But we have to stop saying that everyone's got mental health problems, because that is also another legal way of actually taking your power. And they've got laws now that they can do anything they like if they can make out that you've got mental health problems.
Yes.
They've been
Look,
giving powers to paramedics to do that. And
I
I
won't
think,
mention any names at all, and I will look this up afterwards when we get off. Somebody on my Facebook put up there that the police were coming to get her, and they claimed things like that, and people were saying, turn your lights off, pretend you're not there. What? I don't know what's going on there, but you know what? She said something out of line. This is it. That's why they want robots. Either
oh
robots
my
or
God.
people with all the letters and all kinds of things that they can control through medication again. That's
Yeah.
like you're saying, with the mental health problems, which are just extortionate amounts now. But everything is
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 it mental
reaction.
health or
No,
that's what I mean?
reaction.
Got to change the words. We don't have mental health problems. We have people who have woken up and seen the bloody corruption, and they're saying it's corrupt, it's wrong. Do not tell us what to do. But they'll say you've got a mental health problem. Well,
Yeah.
no.
Or their reaction to life that they're being given, you know, uh, a life on a phone, life on
Yeah,
Instagram, or a
yeah.
reaction to their worth, to their whole who are they, because they don't really know their identity is just all about what they put down in posts or what they put down in photographs and things. So
So we'll
their
go back to that whole idea that if everyone chucks it out, it might do us a service.
yeah,
So
I mean,
what we've got to do is actually look within and look at ourselves and who we are. We are human beings. We don't want bloody robots, and we don't accept this stuff. I mean, yeah, I've just used that example about me going into a volunteered thingo, and I just say no.
yeah,
What can they
just
do?
we're all going to just say no. We've already said no to one. They're committing to making health issues with mental health. That's the whole ugly. They are committing to make health issues. Yes.
Yeah, they're using mental health issues to commit you and to put you on medication.
That's exactly what was going on. Yes. And there's another person I've seen
Yes,
overseas who had that. Yes.
yes,
So if
yes.
you speak a certain way, they feel they have obligations, or if you put out ugh, I feel like I'm talking gibberish because I can only say I know a bit more about this person's situation, and it's horrendous if they're now telling her that she has mental problems and they'll take her away, because it's like these there's been a couple of incidents, and I came across another one recently where they've been taking the children away from the parent or the single mum
Yes,
often,
yes,
and telling them they've got something wrong with them. And because you're not addressing it and dealing with it, we have to take your children away.
yes, yes, exactly. These are all things that are designed to actually make us mental. And we need, this is why I think the Constitution stuff, or it's something I haven't ever thought about. Hang on,
Wow. Yeah.
I'm gonna get a
Chris,
paper that I
that's
picked
okay.
up.
Chris Badham, I would love to have you on. That would be so interesting if you're allowed to talk about anything, because psychological things that's incredible. Mostly psychological injuries now. Yes, because we've been told we can't do this, we can't do that. Fascinating. Oh, there's little Dotty. Fascinating in an ugly way, obviously. That we've become these pathetic, only allowed to be pathetic people who just need looking after all the time. Not talking about us. We're strong people.
Does that back to front?
Corruption whistleblower. No.
Yeah.
The corruption whistleblower accountability wanted. What's that?
See? You should know.
Sorry, what's that newspaper?
It's called the Corruption Whistleblower, and that's a website. But I met the woman and the guy that actually created this whistleblower thing. This is everything you need to know about the government, the corruption, the 28 names, and it just goes through it, and it's like,
so where do people
oh
get
my
that?
God. Well, when I went to the FUCCP Canberra rally, they actually did the grand jury, and Jackie Dundee did the covenant, which I picked up, and I'm going to test this with the small group here, that this is the covenant that Jackie Dundee wrote, and we sign it, and we email it to her, and she'll send it off to the government. And it's telling the government to pull their heads in, or rather, fuck off.
Where do people get that newspaper?
This newspaper you can get online at the corruptionwhistleblower.com.
Corruptionwhistleblower.com. Now, for us, that would be fascinating, obviously. But for somebody who is,
well, what do you mean for somebody? For somebody who's woken up.
I haven't finished my sentence. But someone who's just in a laundromat or something, and they look across, they go, oh, yeah, right. Who, it's maybe that's why The Light is a good title, because it's subtle. You don't know what on earth it's going to be, except maybe it's a little bit religious. But I wonder how many people just out of the blue would just go, oh, I'm going to read about that, because they might think it's just a load of, anyway, hopefully they don't. Hopefully
who knows? Laundromat sounds like a bloody good place for me to go, because I'm going to buy a lot of these and put them around. I mean, I found that's what we can do.
Because you can't do it in most cafes anymore. They've kind of got rid of areas, they don't want riff-raffy flyers and things.
Why do we listen to that shit? We just do it.
Oh, no, but they don't have anywhere to put it, But
on the fucking tables.
Yes, that's right. Leave it there. On trams, on trains.
Yeah, look, there are lots of little things we can do, and I think we've become a little bit complacent.
Oh, I agree. I think the newspapers, I think the Forest of the Fallens, all of these things are getting.
Well, let's think of something else other than the Forest of the Fallen. It was a great idea, a great performance art. That's what artists do. They think outside of the box, and they keep pushing the limit, and they keep doing things. You need to read about, during the 1920s, the surrealists, the Dadas, and all that. They pushed the limit.
Yeah.
Art was changing all the time.
Complacent, aren't we?
No, we're uncreative. I don't know what happened to the world. Well, I don't know what happened to art, that's for sure.
If we've come across this thing, we're being pushed into being creative again and thinking outside the box. So it is a good positive. I mean, we might even start yelling outside, or who knows, to get people's attention.
Well, the other thing was that I noticed when I went to Canberra and I started talking to the people, and at the last camp that I went to, and they were saying, oh, Jodie's arrogant. And I went, who gives a fuck if he's arrogant or egotistical or narcissistic? I said, he really has done a great thing here to get people off their asses from Cairns down here, because they had all these they'd stop at different places. All these different groups would come and help and feed, and they would talk, and one way of meeting different people, because it was a rally. It was a relay. Went from one spot to the next. It wasn't everyone coming from Cairns down, like epic.
So it was past the thing. Yeah. Get to a
So,
point, meet people, these people, go to the next bit.
yes, great idea. And I thought,
Mm.
why are you, you know, saying personally, Jodie's not a nice person?
Look, it's irrelevant, isn't it, what people think of a human? I've never met him. I don't find him actually that he comes across as that way at all. And in fact, sometimes people have to. There's this Dr. Darrell Wolf. I'm going to try and get him on this show, who has all kinds of interesting information about everything, and he is setting up these health hospitals, in one in America, one in Mexico, I think. He's really pissed off with what's going on in America, and but he does come across as a bit of an asshole, arrogant, whatever. But the thing is, it's because he's passionate. Is that what it is? Passionate about waking people and pushing their heads against a wall. Listen, wake up and actually realize what's going on, and do something about it, rather than just going, oh well, what can we do, kind of thing. And maybe that's what Jodie is as well.
He is. I
Yeah.
said to this young guy, I said, I would rather be standing in the trenches with Jodie than anyone else, because
Yeah.
I would trust him, and I know that, like, he's not in it there for his ego,
Mm.
and you can tell. But a lot of these young guys, I think, are jealous because they don't have the balls to do it. Organise things. They're not organisers. I said, Jodie's a project manager.
Is
And I
he?
can understand a lot of what he says. He's a
Mm.
project manager, and project managers have to be stoic.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the
And also,
project won't go ahead. It's
thinking
important.
this, and this, not just the next step, perhaps, but a few steps ahead.
But he also thinks about, I mean, he talks about the spiritual, to create the power within yourself. You have to work
Mm.
on yourself.
Yes.
And I think, yeah, that's true. And he goes, and financially you have to work that stuff out too. So he
Mm.
calls it the 4 pillars of
Yeah.
being
Well, we do,
who
because
we
we
are
might
now.
have ways which we do now, which are taken away from us. I mean, I get
Well, it
jobs
will be
sometimes.
taken away from us. How are they going to turn around and say, no, we were only joking?
No. So I get some jobs come through for role play stuff through emails, and I have to get back as soon as I can. What am I going to say? No, can you call me? They won't call me and email everyone else, you know?
Oh, you mean for emails?
Yeah.
Well, what's happened to people that they can't think outside? Well, can you call me? You say, look, I have no email.
Yeah. Well, that's the only thing. I could probably just, I could keep calling them. Is there any work? Is there or something like that? I don't know. What is Jodie's last name is Lowe, isn't it? Lowe?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I think we've come to a bit of a consensus that we need to be a bit louder. We need to be prepared, and start to look to be prepared for perhaps everything here is going. I don't know. Some people believe it won't happen, and if it
Well,
doesn't
good on
happen,
them, because I don't think that, like, so if they've been for the last 5 years saying none of this is true, none of this is going to happen, that's not going to happen. We're not going to have 15-minute cities. We're not. Well, how has
well,
that worked out for them? Not bloody
they've
good, that's
they've
for
been
sure.
slowly doing everything. Yeah, I mean, how
Yeah.
many
So,
how much building have we
listen
seen?
to people who say that's not going to happen,
Mm.
because it has happened. And if they're living in a fantasy world, good luck to them.
Well, a lot of
I
things have
can't.
happened, and they've done it very sneakily, so it doesn't look like the obvious.
Yeah.
But I mean, look what happened with the Wi-Fi, the 5G things. They did
Yeah.
it while we were all inside.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
some of us were.
Yeah. So, but those people who said, "Oh, that's not going to happen," well, it did. Wake up. It did
Look at the
happen. What are
smart
you going to
meters,
say now?
taking gas away from people, smart meters,
These,
everything's smart, isn't it,
these
you know?
people, these people who are living in that fantasy world of not being awake, they look. My theory is not. It's not my theory, but I'm just saying we are going to split into two.
Mm. Well, I think we probably have.
So if
Yeah.
rather than try and waken up this other split, and I think they will never wake up. That is their lot in life. That's their journey. And the people who are awake, we need to be more strategic. We need to do things like the covenants. We need to read more things about the Constitution and just keep going on all those things. And we need to keep getting together and we need to keep rallying. We need to keep protesting if we think that's going to work as well. But what are we doing when we protest? Trying to wake other people up who will
Trying to
never
make
wake.
attention. Just try to I guess that's yeah, ignorance is bliss. So what was that paper called again? Conspiracy
The the corruption whistleblower.
oh, the corruption conspiracy. The corruption whistleblower. Yeah. Okay. Now, we might wrap it up. I just want to say a few things here first. Thank you, Lynda, for coming on, and Dotty. Dotty didn't say an awful lot, but perhaps we'll
No,
have
because
an
her
interview.
mother was screaming.
I think it's all positive because we have to show that we're not happy just to be complacent. We're not happy just to let it all
No,
go and then oh shit, it's November. What is it? You know,
and
we've got
ignorance
to
is not bliss. If anyone wants to stop being awake, tell me who does. I don't.
no. I think they mean other people who are like life has all gone back to normal sort of people.
And do
Now,
you hang
so
out
if
with those people? I don't. I can't.
I interact with some of them, the farmer's shed. I've got public liability anyway, mantra for my company. I'll talk to you about that, Donna. Um,
Mm.
so I just want to put out a plug for the Magnolia Tree. If you are anywhere near Colac, Corarook, it's a gorgeous theatre there. This is a beautiful play. It's a play that's a lot of people will resonate with and relate to because it's about three siblings who come together to choose a nursing home for their ailing mum. Mum has had Alzheimer's for uh, 10, 11 years. One of the characters, one I play, has been looking after mum, been her carer um, for various reasons, and a whole world of theatre, exactly. Another sibling is a single mum. She's been doing it tough, and she believes we put mum into a nursing home, we sell the house, I get money, yeah, to do all the things she's wanted to do. And the other third one is the Jack, who is a real estate guy, and he's brought with him. He puts forward the suggestion that mum's vegetable, basically. Why don't we let her go? Which is murder, because mum's not agreed to that, or is it? And so the whole play is a one act, very tight, very tense, but also humor in there, and it's back and forth. These siblings, we find out why they're what's behind what they want. They all three of them want to escape, whether it's a psychological escape, whether it's a physical escape. They want to escape from the lives they're in, and uh, what happens? We get to a point and we stop the play, and we get the audience to decide, like by a show of hands, which ending do they want to see? Put mum into a nursing home, or give mum something to let her go peacefully. And it did amazing when we toured it earlier in 2021. And so I'm bringing it back with a new cast. Well, I play a different character, but We've got Carla Bonnet in there, if you remember her from Neighbours. We've got Chris Connolly, who is a fantastic actor. I've worked with him on Marooned, if anyone's seen Marooned, and gorgeous man to work with. And so we are bringing that too. On the 23rd, 2 shows up in the Red Rock Regional Arts Theatre, and then we're going to Traralgon, and then I'll go somewhere else, very close to home. That's right. And people always stay and talk. And if you're at the Red Rock, they've got the bistro up there. It's a beautiful place to hang out and just spend a whole day or come early and have something to eat, and then come to the night show. I hope people can make it who live nearby Geelong, or I don't even know what's nearby there, down on the Surf Coast, or what it's called. Anyway, that's that plug. And the other plug is I've got 3 now. I've got 3 sponsors on Earthworm Woman. So I'm really happy. Madalena with her intimate duet. And I'm just finishing off your ad right now. And I've got some people are coming up actually for the matinee. I know it's too far, but gosh, Andrew has a few houses up there. Maybe we could stay. Well, bring a tent. Bring a caravan. Might be warm. I'm going on the sponsors. Another one is the hemp flower oils, hemp flower products. I will be doing a real thing about her and interviewing her in a couple of weeks. And the third one is Mr. Grasses of Life. So I'm just going to put a banner, and we're going to go down for a second, Lynda. Sorry, I'm put that up at the end. If anyone wants to buy anything through grassesoflife.com or .au, I can't remember, you'll get a 10% discount, and I'll get a tiny bonus because it came through Earthworm Woman. If you put Earthworm Woman 25 as your code. So I just want to say, we're not going to be doing any concentration camps. Thank you so much for everybody for being a part of this today. And you are a part of it because, if there was no one watching, then it would be pretty dull. So it's really important to have all your comments and everything. So thanks so much, Lynda, and have a beautiful day.
I will.
Today.
Thank you.
Now, also, don't forget, Lynda is an artist. And I used one of her paintings as the promo for this. I can see one behind you. You have lots of paintings. If anyone wants to buy original, no AI, incredible artwork, get in touch with Lynda Horsborough, because I'm sure she wants to sell it as well.
Yeah, they might become relics.
That's right. Yes, I think all of that what people are saying here, I don't hate that word vaccines, but yes, connected. Once you're on there, you're tied. And that's why I find it so sad, the young people. But I don't think a lot of young people will go for those other things anymore. I don't. Anyway, all the best. Lovely to see you again. And thanks so much, everyone.
Thanks,
I'm going to end now with, I don't even know if I've got anything for the end. Maybe it's just going to be nothing. So sorry, everyone. I might just put that post back up. See you all soon. Bye.
Bye.
I'm an earthworm woman. In the mornings, I fill my tanks by breathing the energy of the sea and tasting the power of the sun penetrating my skin. There's an air of no care, which comes with age, and I hold my head up proudly, liking who I've become. I'm not afraid of smells, or dirt, or to walk barefoot across the stones. Sometimes I wade through the shallow water just to embrace its fluid element, my hair often crazy and loose, being pulled by and flying in the wind. I can be glamorous if I want to, although makeup was never my thing. And I've learnt that life is for living, not fearing, and so I absorb it like a sponge.